85,
90.
90, 95.
We're playing for keeps.
We're on the market. Stay strong, sir.
Sold!
Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 3rd of June. I'm Gary Peer.
And I'm Darren Crongold.
You are indeed, and it's good to have you here.
Thank you.
We've sent Philip away and, I've told him, look, don't rush to come back. It's okay, have a good time. But of course,
I'm sure he won't be.
Missing him already.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's having a wonderful,
He's still flying.
trip. Hey?
He's still flying. He's in the air somewhere.
He's still in the air somewhere, having a wonderful time. He's had come off a big weekend, lots of great successes and results. So good luck to him, and I'm sure he'll be tuning in from somewhere in some exotic place around the world to see what's going on and hoping that we are able to fund his opulent life, which he always gives me a hard time about, saying that I've got a private jet and an island and all of this. But who's overseas now spending those euro, Mr. Kingston? Not me, not him, but you. Anyway, I hope he's having a good time.
Yep.
Darren, we're doing this recording and I've got on the corner of my eye your daughter Brittany, who's working here.
That's
your
right.
daughter Ricky also works for us.
That's right.
And your nephew Liam also works for us.
That's right.
We are outnumbered by the Crongolds. I tell you what, I've only got one peer. You got three relatives here.
You've got
what's
Nina
going
in the
on?
business too.
I've got Nina doing a bit of stuff as well for us. So it is a family business with family ties, and it's good to have you girls here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great to have them in the office. So they're all doing different things for the office to help out. So it's good.
And Britt at the moment is doing some stuff with our projects marketing, which is great. It's lovely to have her. And Ricky's doing
she's doing admin stuff in the office, in the Caulfield office, helping out.
And they started off on our coffee van.
Yes,
I think
they
both of
did.
them. I'm not sure if either of them were responsible for actually running into any poles or.
I think so.
I think so.
It's part of your initiation. You've got to hit a pole.
And they know, not a Polish person, that is
No,
not a pole, because that
just
can
the
get a lot
pole,
of
not
trouble.
the Polish
But
people.
nothing against Polish people. There's a lot of us descended from Poles, but not those. But they're Polish people.
That's it.
But anyway, the coffee van driving. I think between your driving and Philip's driving, I'm not surprised that as two people who have kids involved with the coffee van, I'm not surprised that one's in the repair shop for a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's all right.
Great real estate agent.
Car and it's the coffee van, I'm happy.
Great agent. Philip Kingston, great agent. As far as in terms of how drivers are, we'll maybe stay away from that.
That's it.
Looks like selling before auction has become the most popular method of sale now.
Yes, it's
Isn't it
very strong
interesting how
out
we've
there.
found that?
Yeah.
I think this is one of the first weekends where I think we actually sold more before auction than we have private, but have at auction.
We've had a few weekends like that, but it's showing to be a pattern at the moment.
Yeah, it's a really strong
A couple
pattern.
of weeks ago, we had a massive, back in March or something, at the end of March, we had a massive run of sold befores.
But this weekend,
it was very busy.
I reckon it's our biggest ratio ever.
41% or something.
I've never seen that. In fact, I'll challenge you on that, and we'll go and do the figures, because I had it actually more than 50%. But let's just say it's around 50%. Yeah. That is as high as it's ever been, and I think it's a very interesting reason why, because I think buyers who was pretty cool are now stepping forward. I think vendors who also were sort of holding out are now saying, you know what, I reckon if I can do a deal now commercially. So buyers and sellers are meeting before auction and doing it quite gladly, and we'll talk about some pre-auction sales. Good weekend of clearance rates,
Yeah,
Darren.
very good weekend, 24 out of 27, so a 89% clearance for us.
And against the industry average, I think it was around 70%.
70%.
So let's just put up the towers. Let's just enjoy some Bose music. Love a bit of Bose music, don't we? So we've got some Bose music because we've outdone the industry yet again. Now, you and Joel Sir head up a very substantial team.
Yes.
How many are in your team now?
They were all up. There's 11 of us actually.
11 of you.
Actually, we're 10.
And you're 10, and 10 people.
10 people.
Right into it, a number of admin people, quite a few sales people, quite a few campaign coordinators, support crew, and you and Joel are selling most of the prestige homes in really the city of Glen Eira, certainly Caulfield. I think if you had to actually graph it all, most of the prestige homes are being sold by you and your team. And these are homes that you grew up selling as a real estate agent.
Oh,
You've
exactly.
been involved for a long time. Some of these places you've sold for a second and third time.
Fourth,
and
fifth.
of course, and of course, you've been a specialist in the Golden Mile.
Yep, I love that.
Lots of exciting sales.
We enjoy it. We're out there every weekend. We're actually out there last night to 6 o'clock, so it was a very long day. But you've got to do sales afterwards and make appointments, so you've got to keep going. So, but it's the time when it's busy. You've got to keep running. You've got to be quick, speed, and get to the sales. Make them happen.
When they're there to be done, there's no loafing.
That's it.
Unfortunately, being a great real estate sales agent, convenience doesn't enter your life. It is not convenient. that's put to the side.
That's it.
And you just got to go when the deal's happening.
That's right.
And there have been a lot of great, exciting deals.
Yeah.
And we've got some nice homes to come up as
Yeah,
well.
We're
Got some
keeping
really
ourselves
nice guys.
busy and working hard. So
Absolutely.
got to keep it up.
Now, the other thing I love about your team is that it's not just prestige either. They're selling
No.
right across the board
No.
in beautiful areas, but
Yep.
also with lower price properties. You've got clients that have sold properties with you, investment properties, apartments,
absolutely.
semis, villas, all that sort of stuff.
I think we sell about 2 or 3 in our team a week in apartments.
Yep.
And just depending on what's happening every week.
So we're going to talk about some of the sales that happened last week. I think it was block number 141 or 140 that we sold
140.
on Dandenong Road. This is a great looking block, 1 to 10 at 319 Dandenong Road, on the corner of Stall Street. Terrific block of 10 one-bedroom apartments. The price is undisclosed, but the quote was 3.1 to 3.41, and it did sell 3.4. Did sell in excess of that, with 3 bidders going for it.
Very strong.
The blocks of apartments are going well now, and we're getting a lot of Sydney investors buying now.
We're noticing that.
With blocks, but also other properties, even
Yes.
single apartments. We sold a property on the weekend. We'll flash this one up as well in Milton Street. This one, a buyer literally jumped on a plane, came here on Saturday morning, went to the apartment and said, I want it. It was due to go to auction on Sunday, took it off the market. So that was also...
Well, I spoke to some people a couple of weeks ago, and I think the guys from Metropole are saying that their Brisbane investors are heading back to Melbourne. It's a good time to get back into Melbourne investing.
And this time last year, there were advocates to say we will not let our clients buy
That's
in
right.
Melbourne.
That's right.
But now the prices have been adjusted to a point where they're saying we can't resist any longer.
It's probably the best time to be buying right now. We're seeing before we hit spring, these interest rates start to soak in and start everyone realising what's happening. So I think if anything is great value out there, anyone waiting, you're making a mistake. You've got to get out there and buy now.
Yeah, I agree with that. 19 Milton was that property. Another sale that we had on the weekend was in Charles Street, Brighton East. This was a beautiful home designed by Low Living. We're lucky enough to represent a lot of good builders. Low Living would be one of the best. You'll be familiar with a few of the projects that they've done on the other side of Dandenong Road, on this side of this side of Dandenong Road as well. But that was a really popular property, and the buyer was in tears, was very emotional because had been on a bit of a journey that this was, obviously a very pinnacle time for them. They had all their friends there, they had a big team, and the daggers were out with Philip, who ran that auction, and of course, dragged it out, and they all wanted to kill him. But this well done, successful buyer and certainly the seller. The price undisclosed, but it was certainly being quoted somewhere around that $2 million mark. But was sold for under competition for more than that. Brookville Road, well, that was your team was involved in that.
There's a great apartment in Toorak we sold.
Beautiful apartment. Yeah. We do well. I was saying this in our sales meeting yesterday. We always seem to do well with apartments in Toorak. This one was an advocate that actually bought it for a very, very nice family who were going to be living there. And the range was 9 to 990. It's undisclosed, but it sold for more. Certainly sold. Yeah, it did sell for more, and but still a great property. One of the auctions I enjoyed doing was in Mitchell Street, Bentley. This was really interesting because 6 to 660 was the range. The reserve was, in the range, but anything with a courtyard is so strong, and so was this. This one sold for 710 under absolute intense competition. So apartments like that in those sort of modern blocks, they came off, but they've come back now. People are seeing the value. We all love a courtyard. It's hard to know what a courtyard's worth. I mean, 50,000, maybe 100, but anyway, it was certainly popular there. Parklands Crescent, back in Brighton East. We did a lot in Brighton East, Bentley, all around through that area. But this one in Parklands Crescent, unfortunately, didn't sell with another agent, unfortunately for the vendor and unfortunately for that agent. Fortunately for us, we got in there, and fortunately for the vendor, we did manage to get that one sold. It sold for an undisclosed amount, but the range was 1.6 to 1.76, and suffice to say, it was sold within the range. Bent Street was an auction that was very popular for a lovely family who we've done quite a bit of work for. That one was sold under great competition as well. We're expecting 1.8 to sort of 198, but it sold into the twos, and again was very popular. 11 Palm Avenue. Well, we talk about sales before auction. That was sold before auction to a very delightful person, and who I know very well, who came along and just fell in love with it. Loved the pool. Tell us a bit about that house.
It's a really fabulous home in Palm Avenue, single level, north facing with a pool. And it was one of the most incredibly light homes I've worked in for a long time. But it was just easy, good floor plan, lovely guy who bought it, lives in the area, like Gary says, knows him very, very well, and I'm sure he's going to have a great time there.
He is going to have a great time there, and you know, I know he's a sun lover.
Yeah,
and so is
and
his
that's
partner.
why he bought it.
So very much
the pool and the sun and the
facing
privacy, north facing. He loved it.
Single level,
Yeah.
so he can become a very, very, very old man, but a beautifully tanned one, living in that home. Orong Road, Elstonwick, that was an auction that was very popular. This is a property that's been in the same hands for a long, long time, a block of 4. Really interesting story, actually, because the person, and this has happened a couple of times now, but the person who actually used to live there and rent it actually bought it. So it's a beautiful story, a really great competition, but 3 at 93 to 95 Orong Road. It is disclosed, there were 4 bidders there. The price was $1,320,000. So well done to the buyer, who was very excited.
Congratulations.
And well done to the vendors who entrusted us with that sale. It's been in their family for a long time. Well done to Ben Asen, who sold it. A couple of homes I want to talk to you about. I haven't prepared you for this because it's all unscripted, but 35 Halstead Street's coming to the market. You're familiar with that home.
Yeah.
It's only just starting the campaign.
Just started
so it's a
last
preview.
weekend.
Tell us a little bit about it.
It's again another beautiful single-story home. We've had a really good run with single-story homes in the last couple of months. So this would probably be our 4th or 5th, which is very unusual because we don't get a lot of singles come on the market all the time. So it's a bit of a pattern. Beautiful home, open plan, kitchen meals family, good size, 3 bedrooms and a study on a nice block of land in really great part of North Caulfield, not far from Caulfield Park. So yeah, lovely, lovely home. It's actually some very close friends of mine had mum's home, and we wish them luck, and we're going to get them a good result.
I'm sure we will, and whoever buys that will be lucky too, because they'll buy something special. A home that I've also been just very attracted to, and I've just fallen a little bit in love with, is this home in Campbell Road. This is a fantastic home, beautiful period features. Arlene Joffrey, I know, has been very excited about that. It has been well attended, and we're looking forward to bringing that one to the market. That is an exciting property in a great part of Campbell Road, so make sure you get down to that one. 16 Campbell Road, a really special home. 32 Maxwell Grove, Darren.
Yes.
Is another one that's just, I think it's just starting this weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
That's also starting this
It's being
weekend.
sold between you and your team.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Oh, that's another beautiful home, architect design, north facing in Maxwell Grove, beautiful street, Maxwell, and just a delightful open plan, large, good home. Been very popular.
Back garden's got faces
Back
north?
garden, north facing.
Yeah, fantastic. Hard to get that.
Yep.
So that's a great address, and that is a street that's forever improving, isn't it? There's
It's a great street. It's always been well regarded, but this is a beautiful home. Yep.
Some of the areas, actually, best homes are in that street. You wouldn't know. 30 Leeburn Avenue is the last one we'll preview.
Yes.
It's another one you've been involved with. This is an exclusive because it just starts this weekend. So it's just about to hit the market. So tell us a little bit about that one.
Yes, another single-story house in Leeburn on the west side, and it's got beautiful living spaces, lovely outdoor, very light and bright because it gets all the northern light because it's on the west side. So a very attractive home, and we expect it's very similar to Palm, and also a little bit different to Halstead, but it will be a beautiful home and well received.
And it really is in that sort of golden mile streets of Caulfield North, you know, just situated in such a great location, just between Inkerman Road and Balaclava Road, a very convenient position, not too far from Caulfield Park, not too far from Lenny's, and certainly close to so many wonderful other amenities. That is a big wrap on this week's GPTV. Darren, thank you very much for joining me.
Having me.
It's great to have you on. I said to Darren, did you not shave this morning? But then I forgot he has a very fashionable beard, and Jeremy Rosens gave me a hard time because I've just got my eyebrows a little bit bushy at the moment. He does that. But anyway, I need to be as manicured as you because, you know, I thought, you know, geez, mate, did you have a hard night or something? He didn't, but he does have that very fashionable beard, which, you know, if it looks good enough, then you can wear it. I'm sure you'll have the thumbs up from Philip, and I'm sure if you don't, you probably won't care anyway, and nor should you, because he's just overseas, just lapping up the, sitting around.
He's probably got a beard now because he hasn't had to shave in a couple
He'll have that little red beard sitting in his, you know, in his little tight oms, you know, sunbaking. Not a big sunbaker.
Not a big sunbaker, but anyway,
not sure
enjoy.
Enjoy, Phil. I'm not sure that's a great image. But anyway, we will keep you up to speed with all of the news while Philip's away. There's plenty going on in the world of real estate. No auctions this weekend, but the weekend after, there'll be plenty, and we'll bring them to you next week. I'm Gary Peer. Thanks for watching.
I'm Darren Crongold. Have a great week.